morning, I'm Alex King.
And I'm Nathan Edwards. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. The Johnny Cash concert experience is coming to the Schuster Center this Saturday. Hear your favorite Johnny Cash hits from a live band with video of his TV show playing behind them.
That'll be fun.
Do you have a favorite Johnny Cash song? Do you know any off the top of your head? Ring of Fire? I fell into a burning ring of fire.
I know that one.
I walked the line.
I know that one.
Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna say Ring of Fire.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of other hits too, so.
And the Yellow Cab food truck rallies are back. They're announcing this year's events starting with Grilled Cheese Fest on April 12th. Look
at this slate. I think Taco Fest may be my play in
Pizza
May.
Fest?
Like, there's a lot of good ones on here. Mac and Cheese Fest.
Yeah. Burger, I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these.
I think I see egg rolls up here. They need an egg roll fest. Imagine all the things you can egg roll. I've seen Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. TikTok's a wild place.
Things you can egg roll, interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna be my book. Things you can egg roll. A Cincinnati couple celebrated love in a Northern Kentucky convenience store bathroom. How lovely. Yeah, you heard that right. The lucky couple tied the knot at Verona's Hop Shops. It's known for its unique disco-themed bathroom.
I'm sure there's a story there, but
there ain't a story enough for me to do this. But
if there was a story,
in their behavior when they're trying to break up these parties. He hopes everyone will comply and understand the law. Back to you.
this morning, this woman will go before a Franklin County judge for the first time. Pammy May is charged with the murder of Darnell Taylor. The 5-year-old was the center of a statewide Amber Alert last week. The coroner now says he died of asphyxiation. Police say May's husband called 911 hours after the boy died. He told dispatchers she told him the boy was no longer alive.
He just woke me up and said he's not here no more. I said, what would you do? What did you do to him? He said he's not alive.
Police found the boy's body in a sewer in Columbus. Investigators still haven't released a motive.
The Red Cross is now helping a family after their home caught fire in Huber Heights. Crews responded to a fire alarm on Cocoa Drive yesterday. Investigators say it started in the kitchen. Now Huber Heights Fire tells us they called in crews from Dayton and Harrison Township to knock it down. No one was home at the time.
One person is in the hospital recovering from an apartment fire in Washington Township. It happened last night in the 8200 block of Hyannisport Drive. The victim went to the hospital for smoke inhalation. There was no update on their condition this morning. Officials say people were trapped on their balconies.
The principal at Oakwood High School is still on paid administrative leave this morning. Paul Waller has been on leave since the beginning of the month. The district has not revealed the reason behind his leave, but they're looking into matters related to his employment. The City of Oakwood School District tells us, quote, the district does not discuss ongoing personnel concerns and further information is not available at this time. The district has taken steps to ensure that the high quality of educational programming at Oakwood High School is maintained during this period of time. Waller's been principal since 2009. As soon as we learn more, we'll update you both on air and online.
The Fairborn Lions Club is holding a spaghetti dinner to honor the life of a local teen. Lily Klinger was a 17-year-old student at Fairborn High School. She died in a car accident in December of 2022. The money will benefit the Lily Klinger Memorial Scholarship, an annual award for a senior at the high school in her loving memory. The dinner will be at Giovanni's in Fairborn on Monday, March 4th. You can pre-order tickets and participate in a raffle. You can find more information about the dinner at the Fairborn Lions Club Facebook page.
Six is partnering up with the food bank to provide pet food to seniors in need. Starting this week, the two organizations will meet once a month where they're going to give out cat and dog food in a drive-through giveaway. They say their goal is to help prevent food insecurity for pet owners in need. To learn more, head to the website on your screen. That's sixa.org.
Our time right now is 5:08. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
I'm Kayla Gaskins. Coming up, why one of the biggest concerns regarding the border crisis isn't just how many migrants are coming into the U.S. illegally, but who they are and where they're from.
You're watching Your Day.
A Martin Luther King Jr. statue in Denver's City Park has been vandalized. A torch from the base and a plaque honoring African-American veterans were both stolen from the monument. The president of the Martin Luther King Holiday Commission estimates the repairs could cost up to $100,000. Ed Dwight, the artist who designed the memorial, went to inspect the damage yesterday. Dwight, now 90 years old, says his vision isn't great and the molds for the project don't exist anymore.
MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell now being ordered to pay $5 million by a federal judge. This after Lindell had hoped the judge would wipe out a $5 million reward that was promised in a Prove Mike Wrong challenge. Now, Robert Ziedman took Lindell up on the challenge at the Cyber Symposium event after the 2020 election. The prize would be $5 million if participants provided data that Lindell provided about the 2020 election wasn't real election data. According to contest rules, participants were allowed to arbitrate if needed. Ziedman initially had lost the challenge, but then took Lindell to arbitration and won.
Good morning. Here's the view right now in Dayton. We did not have that much wet weather outside overnight. A lot of the showers have remained well to our north, but you see a few more now in the Shelby County area over in towards, Salina, Wapakoneta area, as well as Bell Fountain. So yeah, it is definitely a morning where we could still see some showers, but once you get basically south of Troy, that chance goes very, very small. As we get into the mid stages of today, think late morning, early afternoon, that's where it's likely for us to see showers and potentially even some thunderstorms. There could be a burst or two of some heavy rain, so locally higher rain totals are possible. But in general, this is going to be a decent rain event for just about all of us. This should start to maybe not peter out, but become more showery as we get latter stages of the afternoon. And even by the evening, much of the rain will have exited out. So by 9 p.m., we're probably done with the rain and just dealing with leftover clouds and moisture. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, but note that trend is out of the north. That could give us a flurry or an area of sprinkles, but more importantly, it's going to knock down temperatures, especially second half of tomorrow. We'll get up around 50, but by Saturday, we'll be in the 30s after starting in the 20s. Sunday morning, also going to be in the 20s. Beyond Sunday, I think the temperatures will rise rapidly. Next week, we'll start in the 60s, and we could actually deal with more rain and potentially thunderstorms Tuesday or Wednesday. As for this morning's commute, again, not the wettest we've seen in Dayton, but it's probably some wet roads for the north. If you're in the northern part of our area, give yourself some extra time out on the roads.
Puppy strangles is an uncommon disease that is most commonly diagnosed in young or juvenile dogs. It's given its name because the animal's lymph nodes swell, which to some gives them the appearance of being strangled. In addition to enlarged lymph nodes, fever, soy joints, inappetence, and pustules around the face or on the skin are some of the other clinical signs that you may notice. Although not entirely well understood, it is thought that the disease is secondary to an overactive immune system, and as such, steroids in addition to antibiotics are often part of the treatment. Connect with us at our station website by looking up For Pet's Sake. We'd also love to see your favorite pet moments that you can share within our community. Go to our news app, click Explore, and chime in to upload your pet-tastic photos.
Citizens from one of the United States' top adversaries now make up the fastest growing demographic of migrants attempting to enter the country illegally. Here's national correspondent Kayla Gaskins with more.
As the situation at the southern border deteriorates, it's not only the overwhelming amounts of illegal migrants causing concern, but where they're from.
Ma'am, where are you from?
China.
China?
China.
China?
Yeah.
China?
Yeah. China.
Chinese nationals becoming the fastest growing group entering the U.S. illegally.
We need to be very concerned about this, given that China is our #1 adversary.
In fiscal year 2021, Border Patrol apprehended 450 Chinese nationals. By 2022, that figure grew to more than 2,000, and in 2023, it surpassed 24,300. In the first few months of 2024, Border Patrol has already apprehended nearly 19,000 Chinese nationals at the southern border.
One possible reason for this dramatic rise is the U.S. restricting visas as tensions heat up between the two nations. In 2016, 2.2 million temporary visas were issued to Chinese migrants. In 2022, that dropped to just 160,000. The Chinese are also much more likely to be granted asylum in the U.S. compared with other applicants.
Given the rapid increase of Chinese nationals crossing the border and how adversarial Beijing acts towards the U.S., we have to assume that much of this is state-sponsored.
And as Republicans sound the alarm on this new phenomenon,
clearly it shows that the border is completely open. Joe Biden wants it open.
many Democrats chalk it up to political theater.
They're weaponizing immigration. They want to see if they can get votes for it.
In San Francisco, a non-citizen Chinese immigrant was just sworn in to serve on the city's election commission.
That is shocking. Citizenship should matter.
But Americans increasingly see the border as a major issue, and polling shows it's a weak spot for Joe Biden's re-election. The president reportedly weighing issuing an executive order to show he's taking Americans' concerns about the border seriously. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
Our time right now is 5:19, still to come.
You feeling that dry winter skin and maybe you need a boost on Liz Bonus? Doesn't look like it, but it really might rejuvenate with this treatment. We explain just ahead.
You're watching Your Day.
It is time for Pet of the Day, and it's a 2 for Thursday. And actually, we're going to keep things in-house, but go to the other shift, which is Nightside. Nina, who's our executive producer here, she, or one of, our executive producers, got 2 cats, and Toast and Pepper. Toast, I'm not quite sure which one is which, but Nina posted her pets for Love Your Pet Day, and I said, you know what? We could use those for Pet of the Day, especially as we try and get 2 pets every Tuesday and Thursday. And I think we've got a duo set for next Tuesday. So if you have 2 pets, go ahead, send yours in, and we can use them for later next week or possibly later on. Now, as for today, we are expecting at least showers and thunderstorms. At the present point, I'm not thinking that severe weather is likely, but instead these are your probably more periods of heavy rain, gets a little bit loud and maybe even a little bit of gusty winds. But again, this is not a severe weather setup. This is just a garden variety thunderstorm style event. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind today, you know, if you're out with the pets, you may want to have that umbrella handy. Meanwhile, if you are traveling this morning, so far it's been relatively quiet. Haven't had any temps or concerns at this hour.
A growing number of physicians say the value of a yearly physical depends in part on your age and health history, and some young, healthy patients can afford to skip it. Some studies have suggested that the annual visits aren't doing much to improve long-term health either. Now, plenty of doctors still recommend an annual checkup, but they're changing more what they do in the appointment, focusing on sleep, exercise, and diet with less poking and prodding. Well, a quarter of smokers quit within a year or two of menthol bans. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has said that menthol ban is a top priority, but public health advocates have accused the Biden administration of dragging its feet. And the ban has gotten caught up in election year politics despite research showing clear health benefits. And the average American spends over 1,000 hours a year in the kitchen. Adults looked at time spent in different parts of the home, and they found nearly half of respondents host guests at least once a year. This was conducted by one poll in Whirlpool, and the survey found the love for the kitchen shows through their time spent there. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
A new laser facial might help you get that glow after the cold winter. Now, medical reporter Liz Bonus explains how it works and why it's a popular celebrity trend.
If you are like many of us and your skin needs a bit of a boost after these cold months, a newer kind of facial performed with a laser might help.
We're just going to do a thin layer of carbon.
It is called the Hollywood laser peel because, as dermatologist Dr. Elizabeth Munich of Ohio's Dermatology and Skincare Center showed us, in less than an hour, it's said to make the skin ready for stepping out on a Hollywood red carpet.
It can help reduce pigmentation, it can help with inflammation, it stimulates collagen, and just gives you brighter, younger looking skin.
Where other topical laser treatments can lead to redness or downtime for healing, this one
It just makes it fresher, brighter, smoother.
that's said to give you more of a glow. Here's how it works.
We apply a carbon nanoparticle to the skin, then we heat the skin, and after we do some dermal heating, which helps tighten and rejuvenate, then we use a Q-switch laser to vaporize the carbon particles.
So that means the first sweep activates the carbon lotion. The second lifts away the lotion with dead cells and debris.
I have patients that want to do it quarterly. I have some patients that do it monthly because they love the way their skin feels.
You can see as our skin model sits up after the procedure, no redness or surface damage.
So not a lot of side effects to this treatment, as you can see, but there are some things that do indicate you should maybe wait or hold it off. Retin A, for example. It is not covered by your medical insurance plan. It can cost you a few $100s. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
A study of older adults in China is offering a clearer picture on how the brain changes before Alzheimer's takes over. The research tracked adults over the course of 20 years that found those who eventually developed the disease showed signs of their spinal fluid 18 years prior to their diagnosis. The findings have no practical implications yet, and while there's still no cure, last year U.S. regulators approved the first ever treatment to slow down symptoms.
Listen up, the Food and Drug Administration issuing warning about the risk of using certain smartwatches and smart rings to measure your blood sugar. This overclaims that products can measure levels without piercing the skin. Talking's hard today. The FDA says it hasn't approved the devices intended to measure blood glucose levels on their own, and the agency warns the use of smartwatches and smart rings can lead to inaccurate measurements and errors in diabetes management, which can be life-threatening. They're also advising healthcare providers to discuss the risks with their patients and help them choose an appropriate authorized device for their needs.
Tequila fans, today is one to celebrate. It is National Margarita Day. It's a holiday that's refreshingly simple. Drink a margarita. That's it. These days, you have plenty of options to choose from beyond the traditional lime flavor. Mexican restaurants may be your best bet on scoring in on deals to celebrate.
Yeah, In the way that my mouth is talking today, it sounds like I've already been
You've
drinking
already had a
margaritas.
margarita, huh?
Gee whiz. I do love, for me personally, I'm all about the frozen. Give me frozen strawberry margaritas.
Same. I'm team frozen. Although I'm happy either way.
We all know what I am rocks. Like, traditional, like, alcohol.
Do you like any of the flavored ones?
Not really. Like, if I'm going to drink a margarita, like, okay, let's be honest. If I'm drinking a margarita, it's probably out of a pitcher because someone ordered it for the table. I'm not usually ordering a margarita. I'm more of a mojito person.
I don't mind that.
I love trying different flavors of margaritas. Anytime we go to, like agave and rye, I'll get, I think they have like a blackberry or a raspberry margarita that I love.
Yeah,
so good.
My wife likes to try all the fun flavors, and I'm like, I'll have strawberry frozen.
I
I'm a
enjoy
little basic
classic
over here.
strawberry.
Salt rim?
Nah.
I actually don't like just a plain lime margarita.
No? No, I don't.
I don't think I
either.
like the flavor of lime enough.
No, I like to mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, good little fruity. There we go. Our time right now, 5:29, still to come.
Governor DeWine is providing new funding for human trafficking survivors. We'll have more after the break.
U.S. officials issuing a warning to Americans living in Russia following the arrest of a woman with dual citizenship. Coming up, the country's reasoning behind the arrest.
You're watching Your Day.
Your Place, Inside and Out, is sponsored by All Seal Home Improvement.
As a homeowner, one of the things that you think about is how to improve your home's energy efficiency. No one enjoys paying expensive bills to heat and cool their homes. Did you know that windows can be a big contributor to your bills increasing? Well, some of us are unsure if our windows are the culprit. There are some signs to look out for. First, condensation that won't go away. Next on the list, when standing by your window, do you feel a temperature change? Finally, the cracks in the pane and frame along with rotting are all indicators. Making improvements to your place can have long-term benefits. We have professionals in town who are always happy to help.
Thank you, All Seal, for providing a wide product selection of windows, doors, awnings, siding, and patio rooms at competitive prices. The installation process was seamless, and I love my updated home.
Call today or visit one of our showrooms.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex King. Here are 3 stories to get your day started. Archaeologists in Barcelona just discovered a 700-year-old building that once housed, I should say, a chocolate factory. The group found ceramic containers from the 18th century chocolate factory, but the building is centuries older and was originally a hostel.
Oh, interesting. How about that?
Yeah.
Chocolate factory. I mean, chocolate is amazing. Was it Willy Wonka's?
Yeah,
chocolate factory?
I think so.
The ancient Oompa
Maybe
Loompas?
that's what it was inspired after.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
cool, though.
look, chocolate's been around a long time, fermenting the beans and all that good stuff.
I
and-
love seeing like old stuff like this discovered.
Yeah, help us
Really
understand the
unique to see.
history.
Absolutely.
And the state of Kansas is revoking a man's fishing record. The fish weighed in at just over 4 pounds, but the Kansas Wildlife Department found 2 steel ball bearings inside of it.
Why is this a thing? This is
So what
stupid.
happens is they throw them in there and they weight the fish so that they can get the records.
That's so stupid.
Cheating. Yeah. So nice try, dude, but yeah,
They're cracking down on that too. I feel like as people are starting to do it more. So
yeah, if I go fishing, I'm getting like the little ones like this.
yeah, I don't fish. And today is a great day to celebrate. It's National Chili Day, so you might as well enjoy some Cincinnati chili. Skyline is currently holding a sweepstakes. You can win some merch and a gift card.
What's your order?
A 4-way with onion and a starry. And then, of course, crackers and
3
hot sauce.
conies, fries, Mountain Dew.
Do you get chili cheese fries or just regular fries?
Just regular fries.
Ugh, weird.
Why? I'm getting the chili cheese on the other.
Skyline.
Yeah, but like okay, fine. Judge me all you want.
Governor DeWine is working to eliminate human trafficking here in Ohio with new funding.
Melena Brown spoke with a local nonprofit on how they're helping survivors. Melena.
According to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, they've found 3,000 cases of human trafficking here in Ohio since 2007. There were at least 6,000 victims from those cases. That makes organizations like Project Women of Ohio vital for the community. Every year, the nonprofit helps at least 1,500 people from the Miami Valley that are in human trafficking or domestic abuse situations. Experts tell me many people involved in human trafficking don't realize they're a victim. It takes the professionals at the organization talking to individuals that can identify a human or sex trafficking incident for that person to get help. With the funding, the org hopes to help more people.
The screening and assessment process will help us to identify how many cases are truly meeting the criteria. I would say that if we indirectly identified 11 persons, there's more.
Laura Baxter with Project Women wants to be able to continue educating people on what sex trafficking can look like in your own community. If you or someone you know are in need of help, you can reach out to Project Women of Ohio. It's at 937-238-5308. Back to you.
We are looking at right for now rain across the region, mainly to the north, but we do have one actual thunder shower, I guess you would call it, and that is just to the east of Urbana. And I'm going to change the way that this looks. Going to go from basically one style of feed to another, so bear with me. Here we are. This is a much more raw radar feed. So if you're up in Urbana and just to the east, you're probably waking up to what is now a heavy shower. That is you move on, I believe that's 814 over towards Mechanicsburg. As for today, if you're going to be out and about, we don't expect any severe weather, but there could be some wet weather, especially northern half of our area this morning. On the roads right now, things are quiet. Haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns at this time.
U.S. officials now warning Americans in Russia to get out and stay out. Police just arrested a California woman with dual U.S.-Russian citizenship. Now, Carolina is facing up to 20 years in a Russian prison. The 33-year-old is accused of treason. Her employer says Russia alleges she gave little more than $50 to an American charity supporting Ukraine. Experts say Russia's real focus is using her as a bargaining chip.
The Israeli army attack on a neighborhood southeast of Gaza City, killing over 100 and injuring a dozen others. A journalist in Gaza says shelling and airstrikes occurred in the neighborhood of Al Zaytoun yesterday. Thousands of Palestinians are now being forced to evacuate from several neighborhoods, seeking refuge towards the west of Gaza City.
In the United Kingdom and Jordan have airdropped 4 tons of humanitarian aid to the hospital in northern Gaza. The life-saving aid was delivered to the Tal al-Hawa hospital yesterday. Supplies include medicines, fuel, and food for hospital patients and staff.
Former President Trump wants a judge to delay enforcing his $355 million civil fraud judgment. In a letter, Trump's attorneys accused New York's Attorney General of rushing to force the judgment. She submitted a proposal for the judge to sign days after the ruling. The former president has 30 days to post bond and appeal.
The man accused of killing his 3 sons is trying to get his confession thrown out. Chad Dorman wants a judge to suppress what he told officers after his arrest last June. His attorneys claim the confession was coerced, adding officers intimidated their client. Now, one of the detectives admitted he did not read what's known as the Miranda rights word for word.
You did say you have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. But the part of the card goes on to say, and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. You did not read that part, did you?
No.
Why not?
That kind of is redundant. It kind of repeats itself, and it's not the important part for me.
The defense also says statements Dorman made to a nurse and social worker should not have been recorded on body cameras due to privacy concerns. And the judge is expected to rule within a month. Dorman's trial is set for July.
The United Auto Workers Union just avoided another strike. The UAW reached a deal with Ford at the automaker's largest plant. We still don't know any specifics, but the union says it satisfies health and safety demands. Nearly 9,000 workers at the Kentucky truck plant threatened to walk out tomorrow if there wasn't a deal. The plant makes Super Duty pickups and large SUVs. A community staple is set to reopen in West Carrollton. The Legacy Pancake House says they're hoping to open by April 1st.
The original restaurant burned down in October. You're looking at video of that fire. Now, Gwenna Falloon tells us about the new location and what the owners are now saying.
Starting Friday, Legacy Pancake House will be located here between East Central Avenue and East Dixie Drive. This is currently the home of Holly's Home Cooking, but its owners recently announced it's closing its doors. Today will actually be the final day they're open. But Legacy's owners are now looking forward to reopening. This is something they say their customers have been wanting since the fire. Owner Nancy Mabry says, quote, "We are very excited to reopen the Legacy Pancake House in West Carrollton. Our customers and staff have been waiting for this moment, and we are excited to see some old faces and meet new ones." Mabry's daughter and owner, Mary Teagarden, also adds, quote, "Legacy customers have been very loyal and we look forward to serving them again and treating them to our signature dishes, just the way we always have," end quote. However, they're not the only ones who are excited. The city of West Carrollton, as well as some community members, are sad to see Holly's go, but are glad another local business is moving in. Legacy hopes to open by April 1st. Back to you.
The Yellow Cab Food Truck Rally is returning for its 11th season. Yellow Cab Taverns kicking off the rally with 8 specialty food festivals through September. This year's lineup is leading with Grilled Cheese Fest and features others like Mac and Cheese and Taco Fests. You can find the tasty list on our website, Dayton247now.com.
Today, Greene County Public Health is giving away a kids pack and play. That's from 1 to 3 today at Fairborn Fire Station 2. The address is on your screen now. Mothers must be at least 32 weeks pregnant or have a baby under 1 to be eligible. You can register online at their page on eventbrite.com.
Our time right now is 5:42. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
A historic theater in Hollywood now has a group of new owners. Coming up, the filmmakers and actors that hope to create a landmark for movie making.
You're watching Your Day.
Good morning. Here's the view right now. Looking, I believe that's the temple in the distance there, and a morning where, at least as of right now, we're not dealing with a ton of rain in around Dayton, but we do have rain elsewhere in the area, and actually some heavier rainfall up around the Urbana corridor. So let's go to it, shall we? Here's what it looks like right for now. Again, Urbana, Sydney, up towards Salina. So this line has developed here over the last maybe hour or so. There is actually a pretty hearty little thunderstorm, although it may have been just one crack of thunder. As for today, it is going to be a wet day from now until probably mid to late evening. So around 8-9 p.m. we'll start to see the rain move out. The best chance of rain overall, especially southern part of our area, more likely to be during the middle of the day. Tomorrow, cooler. Could be 1 or 2 areas of flurries or drizzle that'll pass through. And the big storyline for Saturday is just how cold it gets, because it's a back to winter pattern.
Wendy Williams' loved ones opening up for the first time about the former talk show host's recent health struggles. Wendy's sister and niece told People magazine that she's in a facility to treat cognitive issues. They say she contacts them often and seems to be doing much better. Her talk show ended in 2022 on the heels of her erratic onset behavior and news that she was struggling with addiction and health issues. An upcoming Lifetime documentary titled Where is Wendy chronicles that difficult time in her life. It premieres February 24th.
Steven Spielberg, Bradley Cooper, and dozens of other filmmakers can now add movie theater owners to their resumes. The coalition joining forces to purchase the historic Village Theater in Hollywood. The landmark theater was built in the 1930s and often hosts red carpet premieres. The new owners say when the theater went on the market, they wanted to preserve its architecture and create a landmark dedicated to moviegoing. In addition to showing first run in historic films, the 93-year-old theater will have props from movie sets, costumes, and other memorabilia.
Our time right now is 5:47. Dayton men's basketball on the road last night at George Mason. Coming up, Matt Digby breaks down highlights from the game.
You're watching Your Day.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeffschmidt Auto Group.
Good morning, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. The home stretch of Division I college basketball's regular season. Dayton trying to keep pace for the 1 seed in the Atlantic 10 tournament. On Wednesday, the Flyers traveling to a George Mason team who won in Dayton last year and were looking for another upset this season. The Flyers facing a first-year head coach, George Mason, with Tony Skinn on the bench. UD would open the game with the lead. Javon Bennett gets a screen from Deron Holmes, and Bennett connects for three from the wing. Flyers are up by 3. Later, George Mason with the lead, but Enoch Cheeks quickly down court inside the paint, puts up a shot under pressure, and it falls, plus the foul. Dayton is up 6 at halftime, but the Patriots go on a run in the second half. Amari Kelly with the basket and the foul from close range. Patriots go up by as many as 11. Dayton counters with a run of their own. Bennett with a long cross-court pass to Kobe Brea. He does not miss all alone on the left side. Tie game at 53. 6 minutes to go. Bennett with the steal from behind. He'll try another 3 from the wing. That puts Dayton up 56-55. However, George Mason going back in front with a couple of passes. Darius Maddox to Ronald Polite for 3. George Mason goes on to win 71-67 Wednesday night. The Flyers have now lost 3 of their last 4 conference road games. Wright State women's basketball with their final home game of the regular season, hosting Robert Morris. First quarter, Casey Baumauer heads toward the paint, kicks out to Lane Farrell for 3 from the top of the key, counted. However, Robert Morris would start the game with the momentum. Naomi Barnwell to Rebecca Duomo, who will finish the layup uncontested, and the visitors have the lead. Raiders trying to come from behind. Baumauer will maneuver inside the arc, drawing defenders. That will leave Rachel Luby open for the pass and the layup from the left side. Second quarter, hosts take the lead. Kara Van Kempen to Baumauer for 3 from the top of the key. Wright State able to gain momentum as the first half progresses. Alexis Hutchison passes to Van Kempen in the corner. Back to Hutchison, closer to the wing. She connects on the 3. Wright State wins 76-68 the final. They go 10-5 at home in the regular season. That's a look at sports. I'm Matt Digby.
Our time right now is 5:52. Why did the chicken cross the start line? It heard Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC is releasing a chicken pizza. Coming up, how you can get your hands on the tasty meal.
You're watching Your Day.
Good morning. The rain continues across the northeastern part of our area. Bell Fountain over now northeast of Urbana. Actually, looks like this cell has started to pop up again. Not that we're expecting severe weather, but if you are traveling up to the northeast, whether it's Claiborne, Marion area, there could be a heavier shower. Meanwhile, across the southern part of our area, not much to write home about. Just just one, I guess you would call it, shower that is south of Lebanon. As for today, more rain is likely this afternoon, and there will likely be some thunder showers. I don't think it'll be true thunderstorms, meaning severe weather. This seems like it's going to be periods of heavy rain, a little bit of gusty winds, and also, just that loud thunder and lightning. Meanwhile, for tonight, temperatures mid to upper 30s. I think for tomorrow, we should be around, let's say 50, some of us upper 40s. Could be an area or two of sprinkles and flurries. And you go, flurries, 50. Yeah, the second half of the day, we're going to get a cold push of air. And because we're going to see a very small, shallow layer of warmth, some of those flurries may end up getting to the ground before it starts to melt away. Don't get me wrong, I think it'll melt on impact, but still, we are talking about, a couple flakes in the air. For your Saturday, it's a winterish day, and then beyond that, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all turning mild with next chances of rain Tuesday and Wednesday. On the roads this morning, it's been relatively quiet across the Dayton area. Things are moving pretty smooth thus far.
Apple is taking an even bigger swing at sports. The company launching a free app that delivers real-time scores and stats and even optional live betting. Apple Sports will offer live data from the NBA and the NHL and MLS. During March Madness, it'll have real-time info for both men's and women's NCAA basketball. Apple says other leagues will be added when their seasons begin, including the NFL and MLB.
Why choose between chicken and pizza when you can have both? Check out the Chizza. Yeah, KFC's adding new pizza-inspired items to their menus nationwide starting Monday. The Chizza features 2 white meat fried chicken fillets topped with marinara sauce, melted mozzarella cheese, and crispy pepperoni. You can order the Chizza on its own or make it a combo. The Chizza, it's kind of like a like a chicken cutlet.
Chicken parmesan.
Chicken parmesan. There you go.
Yeah, I know exactly. I knew exactly what you were going.
With pepperoni on it and
it doesn't look
fake-looking
I'm not gonna lie, it
cheese.
doesn't look appetizing.
No, they could do better than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's KFC. You know what I mean? Like, we're not exactly going for 5-star cuisine here, but I would definitely, honestly, I'd give it a go. Like, if I wanted, because you think about it, like chicken parmesan, all right, I could deal with that.
I don't think I would try it.
No?
I would try it, but I don't think.
I think there's better ways to incorporate fried chicken onto like a pizza, like a
Agreed.
real pizza. You know, but that's just me.
True.
We got a lot more coming up on your day at 6 a.m. still to come.
Governor DeWine has new funding for human trafficking survivors here in Ohio. We'll have details coming up.
Dayton City Commission passing a nuisance party law during last night's meeting. Coming up, why officials' views say it'll help law enforcement.
You're watching Your Day.
morning. I'm Alex King.
And I'm Nathan Edwards. Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. The Johnny Cash concert experience is coming to the Schuster Center this Saturday. You can hear your favorite Cash hits with a live band. Well, it's synced up with the video from his shows playing in the background.
This is unique.
I was playing Johnny Cash songs during the commercial break.
He was.
And he's got that
I think
voice
you definitely need
coming.
to keep the vibes going this morning.
We got the Schuster Center, folks. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
There we
Love
go.
it. I love it. Love it.
Yellow Cab food truck rallies are back. They're announcing this year's event, starting with Grilled Cheese Fest on April 12th. I love this.
I love it a lot. Yes, grilled cheese. It's a vibe. So the way that these work is they have a bunch of different food trucks from the area that serve up some of their favorites, but they also have to take a spin on whatever the theme is. So
I love
you
this.
have some restaurants who normally wouldn't be making grilled cheese, make grilled cheese. So it's a good opportunity to try someone.
So this is a pizza, seafood. Is that mac and cheese?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Good.
Wish I had an answer.
Oh, I'm hungry.
And a Cincinnati couple celebrated love in a Northern Kentucky convenience store bathroom. Yeah, you heard that right. The lucky couple tied the knot at Verona's Hop Shots. It's known for its unique disco-themed bathroom. What do you think?
You were being judgy yesterday. I'm being judgy today.
That's okay. I mean,
bathroom.
Look, some people just
Really?
they want to live a little bit. Weddings are expensive these days.
That cannot be a good vibe starting out a marriage, getting married in a bathroom.
Yeah, you don't want your marriage starting out in the dumps.
Exactly. Yeah, I was waiting for that. Okay,
That was bad.
moving on. Just this past week, Governor DeWine announced funding to increase support for human trafficking survivors right here in Ohio.
One organization in the Miami Valley receiving funding spoke with Melina Brown on the work that they do. She joins us now with more. Melina?
Project Women of Ohio is a nonprofit in Clark County. They say their mission is to end domestic violence and sexual assault by providing services and programs to protect, educate, and empower. With the nearly $200,000 in funding from Governor DeWine, they plan to expand who and how much they can help. The organization's leaders tell me that they help at least 1,500 people every year. That includes hundreds of people in their shelter and community-based engagement. It also includes court and hospital advocacy services and home exit and relocation strategy and planning. They plan on using the money in many different ways, including helping populations at high risk of sex trafficking and abuse.
We have a growing immigrant community in Clark County and in our surrounding region. That's a high risk population or group of our community. So we need to be able to respond in a very unique and specific way. We need to honor their culture and make resources available.
Laura Baxter with Project Woman wants to be able to continue educating people on what sex trafficking can look like in your own community. Coming up next, I'll share how many people the organization helped get out of a sex trafficking situation this past year. Back to you.
Good morning. We still continue to see showers across the northeastern part of our area, and actually more showers now across Richmond and Eaton. Nothing particularly that heavy out to the west, but further northeast there was at least one burst where we did get a true thunder shower, almost I would dare say thunderstorm, except I don't want to give the context of it was severe or anything of that nature. It was just heavy rain and also some lightning. As for today, temperatures starting out somewhere in the low 50s. Do think we'll probably see temperatures mid to upper 50s later on, but we're also going to have better chances of rain during that time period, late morning through the afternoon. As for this morning's commute, if you're traveling, so far it's quiet across the Dayton area. Things moving smoothly, whether it's downtown, up around 70 and 75, or further east at 70 and 675.
As the weather and parties heat up in the coming months, Dayton police will now be able to break up the ones that get out of control.
The Dayton City Commission just passed a nuisance party law at last night's meeting. Jenny Borg tells us why they say the law is necessary.
This law will allow the police department to break up parties that become a nuisance, giving them more authority to issue citations or ask everyone to leave now that this has been passed. The police department hopes it doesn't have to enforce this law often, but it's needed because sometimes parties get too crazy and violence occurs. This law makes it easier for police to break up parties or enforce consequences if people don't comply. Lieutenant Colonel Eric Henderson says situations where there's hooning, underage drinking, or places they stay open serving alcohol after hours are some of the situations the department hopes this law can assist officers.
Right now, there's not really anything that's on the books for us to be able to immediately break up a party that becomes a nuisance, where we have people out front or squealing tires, throwing litter in the yard, playing extremely loud music. There's current laws that address those things in pieces, but nothing that's as comprehensive to allow us to basically break up a party, either issue a citation and or order everyone to leave.
Mayor Mims says this doesn't mean that officers can be more aggressive in their behavior when they're trying to break up these parties. He hopes everyone will comply and understand the law. Back to you.
This morning, this woman will go before a Franklin County judge for the first time. Pammy May is charged with the murder of Darnell Taylor. The 5-year-old was the center of a statewide Amber Alert last week. The coroner now says he died of asphyxiation. Police say May's husband called 911 hours after the boy died. He told dispatchers she told him the boy was no longer alive.
She just woke me up and said she's not here no more. I said, what would you do? What did you do to him? She said he's not alive.
Police found the boy's body in a sewer in Columbus. Investigators still haven't released a motive.
The principal at Oakwood High School is still on paid administrative leave this morning. Paul Waller has been on leave since the beginning of the month, and the district has not revealed the reason behind his leave, but they are looking into matters related to his employment. The Oakwood City School District told us, quote, the district does not discuss ongoing personnel concerns and further information is not available at this time. The district has taken steps to ensure that a high quality of educational programming at Oakwood High School is maintained during this period of time. Waller's been principal since 2009. As soon as we learn more about this, we'll update you both on air and online.
The Fairborn Lions Club is holding a spaghetti dinner to honor the life of a local teen. Lily Klingner was a 17-year-old student at Fairborn High School. She died in a car accident in December 2022. The money will benefit the Lily Klingner Memorial Scholarship, an annual award for a senior at the high school in her loving memory. The dinner will be at Giovanni's in Fairborn on Monday, March 4th. You can pre-order tickets and participate in a raffle. You can find more information on the dinner at Fairborn Lions Club's Facebook page.
Six is partnering up with the food bank to provide pet food to seniors in need. Starting this week, the two organizations will meet once a month where they'll give out cat and dog food in a drive-through giveaway. They say their goal is to help prevent food insecurity for pet owners in need. To learn more, head to the website on our screen. That's sixa.org.
It's a great cause.
Certainly.
Our time right now is 6:08. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
And your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Most doctors are burned out. I'm Shanae Bowens in Washington with a look at how this can negatively impact you, and I've got a look at a possible solution.
Today in Grant Me Hope, we introduce you to two sisters who love to dance and play. Just ahead, why Darielle and Dariana love to be creative and what they're looking for in a family.
You're watching Your Day.
Good morning. We're going to start things out in Dayton, where we are waking up to relatively quiet conditions. Meanwhile, as you head further to the northeast, Bellefontaine area, they're continuing to see showers and thunderstorms back to Marysville. So just to the east, dealing with a really heavy little thunderstorm there, basically up and down. I believe that's 33 corridor area. But the point of it is today, as we get into the latter stages of the day, we will likely see rain overspread the area. But in the meantime, temperatures are going to be fairly mild for this time of year standards. We should be in the mid-50s, so not exactly as warm as yesterday, but certainly still pretty mild. We'll have highs again, mid to upper 50s today and also later on in the forecast, but it will turn briefly colder as we start getting into the weekend, where Saturday will probably feel more like winter. Meanwhile, if you're on the roads this morning, so far it's been fairly quiet outside. We'll continue to keep our eyes on the roads, especially the northern part of our area that is dealing with right now that wet weather.
More and more doctors are now facing burnout. Many of them are even reporting they're considering a career change. National correspondent Janae Bowens has a look at the issues and how AI could help.
Dr. Anand Parekh practiced internal medicine for many years. He gets why so many doctors are exhausted.
Staffing shortages, their reimbursement challenges, just the sheer administrative complexity related to electronic health records and billing.
A new survey from Athena Health shows 93% of doctors feel burned out on a regular basis, and 56% said they have considered leaving the field or no longer seeing patients.
It really affects the availability of when you can see your doctor, how long you can spend with your doctor, whether you can see the doctor that you want.
On a brighter note, 8 in 10 physicians believe AI could eventually reduce many of their problems. AI expert Dr. Lisa Palmer agrees.
I would like for people to think about artificial intelligence being their doctor's co-pilot, their doctor's assistant. It's not going to replace them. It's going to make their doctors' lives easier so that they can spend more time with you doing what they want to do.
There's still regulatory concerns like a patient's privacy. But Dr. Parekh says AI will provide a lot of benefits.
To scribe notes so that a doctor can spend more time with a patient, looking at a patient as opposed to looking at a computer screen. AI could potentially help support a clinician as they think through what is a diagnosis a patient has, how do you manage their illness.
That survey found many physicians are working an average of 15 extra hours every week, and the ones already using electronic health records spend less time working extra. Now that's more proof that technology and AI might help doctors to feel less burned out. In Washington, Janae Bowens for the National Desk.
Our time right now is 6:14. Mega Millions breaking the $500 million mark for the first time in a year. Coming up, how you can score on the big prize.
You're watching Your Day.
At any given time, there are more than 600 children in foster care here in Montgomery County. The goal is always to reunite those children with their families, but the sad truth is some of those kids can never go back home, and now they are up for adoption.
Dayton 24/7 Now has teamed up with Grant Me Hope to help, and this morning we want to introduce you to Darielle and Dariana, who are right now looking for a family.
Hi, my name is Darielle, and I'm 10 years old, and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Dariana. I'm 8, and I'm in 3rd grade.
Okay, so about Dariana is that she's funny a lot. She likes to make jokes, and she's just my little sister.
Dario is funny, and she makes me laugh a lot, and she's a great sister.
Well, sometimes I like to sing and dance. Well, we make jokes up. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. Sometimes we fight, which is kind of funny because we hug each other when we're done fighting and we laugh.
I like to play with her and sometimes by myself. Then she's always in her room, so I asked her, but she says no.
I need a long time.
I follow her everywhere.
Yeah, she does. Kind of gets annoying, but it's kind of fun. I really like school. My favorite class is when we go to science.
I have a lot of friends, and I like to play with them, and they help me around.
When I grow up, I would like to be a singer because I really like music, and I'm trying to start to write my own song.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
I want a big house with my own room, and also with the family I want kids our age or just me and her, that I have a dad and a mom that married, don't fight a lot, that loves me,
and a mom and dad that cares about me.
You can find out more about Darielle and Dariana as well as other children who are up for adoption right now on Dayton247now.com.
Every week we're going to feature another child in our Dayton 24/7 Now's Grant Me Hope profiles.
Good morning. Here's a view right now over Dayton where we're waking up to some cloudy skies, but no rain, at least for right now. There is some heavier rain up to the north. That's where it's likely that we'll continue with some on again, off again showers during the morning up until maybe midday. I think that the southern part of our area may not be quite as wet as we once first thought. It is trending a little bit further north, which is okay. All right, we'll take that, right? But there's still going to be some periods of rain ahead, and there is the potential for some heavier duty showers and even a couple of rumbles of thunder. I'm going to call it thunder showers because thunderstorms gives the idea of okay, severe weather. This is not a severe weather setup. Storm Prediction Center does even have us in the, well, maybe it has us in a general thunderstorm risk, which means, yeah, a couple of cracks of lightning and perhaps maybe some gusty winds. Once we get into tomorrow, the big storyline, besides the fact that we are turning cooler, maybe just an area or two of sprinkles or flurries. There is the shot that they are flurries because the upper air gets cold, and frankly, so does the lower air, but it's going to take a little while. Tonight, 37. No, tomorrow should be up around 50, but that may be an early temperature. Second half of the day turns sharply, and I do mean sharply colder. Saturday, barely getting above freezing, and beyond that, temperatures rebound nicely Tuesday into Wednesday. Watching that next system, chances of thunderstorms may start to move in. On the roads this morning, so far so quiet on the interstates and state roads. However, 48 North Main Street over by Dogleg and Westbrook incident there, as well as one Taylorsville at New Carlisle Pike.
Our time right now is 6:21. Did you hear about the people that stole hundreds of energy drinks? I don't know, they sleep at night. Darke is releasing their first energy drink. Coming up, how you can run on sparked energy.
You're watching Your Day.
It is time for Pet of the Day here on your day where we celebrate your pets. And today we've got a 2-for-1 special, Toast and Pepper. Joining us from Nina. Now, Nina works night side. She actually used to work day side, and I used to see her every day. But I figured, well, I'll give her these two. Now, we're pointing out that these two are her cats, and I'm not sure which one is which, so you're going to have to bear with me. But thank you to Nina for chiming in her pets as well. Temperatures mid to upper 50s. It is going to be a mild day. If you're going to walk the dog and you are south of Dayton, the best chance to do it is going to be early on today. Later on, and that's why we've put out the yellows. That's where we do expect the best chance of rain, starting as soon as, let's say, 11 a.m., and that'll continue throughout the noontime and 6 p.m. hours. If you're traveling this morning with or without your pet, so far it's been relatively quiet on the major roads. We do have the 2 incidents, Taylorsville, New Carlisle Pike, as well as State Road 48 over by Dogleg.
The Mega Millions jackpot passing the $500 million mark for the first time in a year. Tomorrow's drawing offers an estimated $525 million payoff. That's a very nice prize for the investment of a ticket that only costs $2. Now, Mega Millions holds the distinction of being the only lottery game to have awarded 5 different jackpots worth more than $1 billion.
Now you can really run on Dunkin'. The coffee chain is adding a new caffeinated energy drink to its menu. Sparked Energy comes in berry burst and peach flavors. Dunkin' says the drink is made with vitamins, minerals, and a kick of caffeine. According to Dunkin's website, a large drink has about 192 milligrams of caffeine.
The definition of "let's go!"
Wow.
Well,
Wow,
you
got a lot of energy this morning.
Well, you got a
need
better
that.
Boston accent than me, so can you give me a "let's go" in Boston accent?
Oh, let's go! I don't know.
Nathan,
Dunkin'.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You're great with you're great usually, but swing and a miss, my dude. Like,
I don't know. You put me on the spot.
I know I did. Like, I
That
feel
is
bad.
probably hard. Like, those are 2 weird words to say in an accent.
Yeah.
It's like Mayor Quimby excited, and I can't do that. I can't get there.
That was.
Hello, Matt Quimby.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go.
There
we
it
go.
is.
There
That's
we
the
go.
line.
Matt Quimby. He
See,
just sounds
I
like
knew-
John F. Kennedy. I need
exactly.
That was better. That was better.
Yeah, there you go. 9 out of 10,
Ooh,
Nathan.
wow.
Ready for this.
Yeah. Okay. Our time right now is 6:27. Still to come.
All right, well, we had some mic issues there. U.S. officials issuing a warning to Americans living in Russia following the arrest of a woman with dual citizenship. Coming up, the latest with the country's reasoning behind the arrest.
But first, here's Jenna Gannon with America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki. So I'm a mom to a 3-month-old. Getting sleep doesn't happen a lot. But you know what? I don't want it to look like I'm not sleeping. So thankfully, I have the Wrinkle Schminkles self-dissolving microneedling pads. They are amazing. So for me, my problem area is right around my under eyes. It is so cool. When I saw the list of ingredients, I had to try this, and I absolutely love them. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the self-adhesive off, and you're gonna apply these to your problem area. So I put it on my under eyes, and that's when you're gonna let the crystals or the microneedling work. You're gonna let it penetrate your skin and really get in there. And listen to this. It is penetrating your skin with collagen. So it's plumping it up. Hyaluronic acid, which is giving you so much moisture. Don't forget about the peptides, which is all about strengthening. And then finally, you have the caffeine, which I need a lot more these days as well. So that caffeine is tightening and brightening. It is amazing. You guys have to try it if you are looking to age-defy your skin. So it's great for any problem area, whether it's your forehead, underneath your eyes, around your mouth, wherever you need it. So right now we're offering 25% off on Wrinkle Schminkles. Head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Alex Ging. Here are 3 stories to get your day started. Archaeologists in Barcelona just discovered a 700-year-old building that once housed a chocolate factory. The group found ceramic containers from the 18th century chocolate factory, but the building is centuries older and was originally a hostel.
You know, I bet chocolate was just a lot more bitter back then, too.
You think they found any remnants of Oompa Loompas?
No. The ancient Oompa Loompa culture out of Barcelona. You never know.
Never know.
You never know. That's where the everlasting gobstopper came from. And the state of Kansas revoking a man's fishing record. Well, the fish weighed in at just over 4 pounds. But take a look at this. See those 2 little things right there? Those are actually steel ball bearings that they found inside of it.
Stupid.
Yeah, well, some people are so hyper-focused on winning.
I don't know why people think they can get away with cheating.
I got away with it too if it wasn't for those kids and that dog.
Those meddling kids.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they got caught.
They did. And today is a great day to celebrate. It's National Chili Day.
Ooh,
so
yum.
you might as well enjoy some Cincinnati chili. Skyline is currently holding a sweepstakes. You can win some merch and a gift card.
Sometimes it just I don't know. It sounds so good.
Yes.
Some people really don't, who aren't from here, don't like it.
I probably crave it. Yeah, I think most people who are not from here don't like it, honestly. But
their opinion don't matter.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Go back to whatever state you came from because we got Skyline.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Governor DeWine is working to eliminate human trafficking here in Ohio with new funding.
Melena Brown spoke with one local nonprofit on how they're helping survivors. Melena?
According to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, they've found more than 3,000 cases of human trafficking here in Ohio since 2007. There are at least 6,000 victims from these cases. That makes organizations like Project Women of Ohio vital for the community. Every year, the nonprofit helps at least 1,500 people from the Miami Valley that are in human trafficking or domestic abuse situations. Experts tell me many people involved in human trafficking don't realize they're a victim. It takes the professionals at the organization speaking to them so that they can identify a human or sex trafficking incident and that person to get help. With the funding, the org hopes to help more people.
The screening and assessment process will help us to identify how many cases are truly meeting the criteria. I would say that if we indirectly identified 11 persons, there's more.
Laura Baxter with Project Women wants to be able to continue educating people on what sex trafficking can look like in your own community. If you or someone you know are in need of help, you can reach out to Project Women of Ohio at 937-238-5308. Back to you.
Good morning. We're still continuing to see some showers. This is one of those mornings where we have continued with the rain. There is not exactly a lot of rain further south to west. There's just a couple of pin dot style showers moving through the greater Preble County, Wayne County area. But in general, this morning should be fairly quiet up until, let's say, late morning, early stages of the afternoon. That's where we will have the chance of some showers and even some thunderstorms across the region. Temperatures going from low 50s into the mid 50s and even upper 50s today. So mild by this time of year standards. We'll continue with the mild temperatures for one more day, followed by a big cool down on Saturday. As for roads this morning in Dayton, it has started to pick up steam, as you'd imagine here as we gear up for our morning. But right now, Austin Boulevard looking okay over towards downtown, and 70 and 75 all in good order.
U.S. officials now warning Americans in Russia to get out and stay out. Police just arrested a California woman with dual U.S.-Russian citizenship. Now, Kasina Karolina is facing up to 20 years in a Russian prison. The 33-year-old is accused of treason. Her employer says Russia alleges she gave a little more than $50 to an American charity supporting Ukraine. Experts say Russia's real focus is using her as a bargaining chip.
Former President Trump wants a judge to delay enforcing his $355 million civil fraud judgment. In a letter, Trump's attorneys accused New York Attorney General of rushing to force the judgment. She submitted a proposal for the judge to sign days after the ruling. The former president has 30 days to postpone and appeal.
The man accused of killing his 3 sons is trying to get his confession thrown out. Chad Dorman wants a judge to suppress what he told officers after his arrest last June. His attorneys claim the confession was coerced, adding officers intimidated their client. One of the detectives admitted he didn't read what's known as his Miranda rights word for word.
You did say you have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. But the part of the card goes on to say, and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. You did not read that part, did you?
No.
Why not?
That kind of is redundant. It kind of repeats itself, and it's not the important part for me.
The defense also says statements Dorman made to a nurse and social worker should not have been recorded on body cameras due to privacy protections. The judge is expected to rule within a month. Dorman's trial is set for July.
The United Auto Workers Union just avoided another strike. The UAW reached a deal with Ford at the automaker's largest plant. We still don't know any specifics, but the union says it satisfies its health and safety demands. Nearly 9,000 workers at the Kentucky truck plant threatened to walk out tomorrow if there wasn't a deal. The plant makes Super Duty pickups and large SUVs. A community staple is set to reopen in West Carrollton. The Legacy Pancake House says they're hoping to open by April 1st.
The original restaurant was burned down in October. You're taking a look at some video from that fire. Gwen Falloon tells us about the new location and what its owners are saying.
Starting Friday, Legacy Pancake House will be located here between East Central Avenue and East Dixie Drive. This is currently the home of Holly's Home Cooking, but its owners recently announced it's closing its doors. Today will actually be the final day they're open. But Legacy's owners are now looking forward to reopening. This is something they say their customers have been wanting since the fire. Owner Nancy Mabry says, quote, "We are very excited to reopen the Legacy Pancake House in West Carrollton. Our customers and staff have been waiting for this moment, and we are excited to see some old faces and meet new ones." Mabry's daughter and owner, Mary Teagarden, also adds, quote, "Legacy customers have been very loyal and we look forward to serving them again and treating them to our signature dishes, just the way we always have," end quote. However, they're not the only ones who are excited. The city of West Carrollton, as well as some community members, are sad to see Holly's go, but are glad another local business is moving in. Legacy hopes to open by April 1st. Back to you.
Today, Greene County Public Health is giving away a kids pack and play. That's from 1 to 3 today at Fairborn Fire Station 2. The address is on your screen now. Mothers must be at least 32 weeks pregnant or have a baby under 1 to be eligible. You can register online at their page on eventbrite.com.
Our time right now is 6:39. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
And your weather on the side of the screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Today in Stretching Your Dollar, Elise Coulter breaks down ways to save on your spring getaway.
You're watching Your Day.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
A cold and icy drive after recent storms dropped snow. Clearing skies left quite the view of Lake Tahoe. When it's cold, nothing like a hot tub dip to warm things up, which Bruno the dog seems to enjoy. This pastel sunrise along the Carson River greeted the morning in Nevada Wednesday. Meanwhile, near South Jordan, Utah, the skies looked like an artist palette as the day said goodbye.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Spring break is just a month away, and many of us are already daydreaming about escaping to a warmer climate.
Elise Coulter breaks down 3 ways you could save on your getaway.
Before you hit the road, book that flight or hotel, listen up. Let's start with the road. If you've racked up mileage over the winter, your vehicle might be due for some routine maintenance. And if you plan to call and take care of it, let's give you a tip. Don't tell the mechanic you need that 30,000 or 60,000 mile maintenance. Just look up what all needs to be done per your car maker. Then call and tell the mechanic the specific parts you want replaced. For some reason, mechanics typically charge more for the mileage packages instead of the specific parts. And if you're flying, you can save money by skipping out on the travel insurance. Experts say it's not worth spending that extra money. And then finally, it's also not worth shopping around for the hotel. For the lowest hotel prices, now you want to look for the price breaker or hot rate deals offered by Priceline or Hotwire. Now they don't tell you the name of the hotel or exact location before you book, but you could save up to 20%. And you can also save about 8 to 10% if you book a non-refundable hotel stay. And some hotels also offer discounts of around 8 to 12% if you create an account with them and then sign up to receive emails or text messages. Guys, back to you.
We want to know how you're stretching your dollar. Grab your phone and scan the QR code.
You can chime in your picture or video and share your money-saving tips. You may see them featured right here on Your Day.
Our time right now is 6:45. Labor strikes last year hitting the highest number in decades, just had the landmark year for unions.
You're watching Your Day.
Time to start outside where Dayton is looking, well, not that bad right now. We did have earlier some showers and even a couple thunderstorms. There is a little broken area of very light rain that may make its way through Montgomery County. But the general theme is for the heaviest of rain, the more consistent rain, to start during the latter stages of the morning hours. So even up until maybe 10 a.m. will be a little bit more quiet. But here we go. And there you see it up until 3 p.m. There could be some heavier periods of rain, maybe even some true thunder showers. And I use that term thunder showers to differentiate between what could be severe weather and this, where it could be heavy rain, gets a little gusty, and also you get those cracks, but it's more just rolling thunder as compared to anything that is going to cause damage. As we get into tonight, these showers leave. For tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, perhaps some sunshine, but then colder weather moves in by probably mid-afternoon. That cold air really makes an impact for your Saturday morning. Saturday is going to be substantially colder as highs only get in the mid-30s, which for this time of year isn't that far from average, but comparatively to the 60s that we had yesterday, well, yeah, that's 30 degrees cooler. That is right back into the winter scenario. Beyond that, temperatures rebound nicely for early next week. We are going to see temperatures continue to climb into the 60s Tuesday and Wednesday. As for this morning's commute, if you are traveling, so far it's been, well, fairly quiet out on the major intersections in state roads. I haven't seen too many issues on 70, 75, but again, we are starting to see traffic pick up here as the morning commute gets going in earnest.
Union membership is at an all-time low, but strike activity is alive and kicking. According to the Labor Department, 2023 saw 33 major strikes involving more than 450,000 workers. That's the most in more than 2 decades. Some of those strikes included Hollywood screenwriters and actors, as well as workers at all 3 Detroit automakers. A strong labor market empowered workers to demand and win massive pay increases. Even last year's surge in strike activity was still much less than in the 1940s and 50s, when millions of workers walked off the job each year.
The world's oldest unchanged brand logo is getting a facelift. Lyle's Golden Syrup has been around for more than 140 years. In all that time, the logo hasn't changed, that is, until now. The new logo shows a more abstract and animated lion, and there's only one bee.
Our time right now is 6:52. Dayton City Commission passing a nuisance party law during last night's meeting. Coming up, why officials say it'll help law enforcement.
You're watching Your Day.
This past week, Governor DeWine announced funding to increase support for human trafficking survivors right here in Ohio.
One organization in the Miami Valley receiving funding spoke with Melena Brown on the work they do. She joins us now with more. Melena?
Project Women of Ohio is a nonprofit in Clark County. They say their mission is to end domestic violence and sexual assault by providing services and programs to protect, educate, and empower. With the nearly $200,000 in funding from Governor DeWine, they plan to expand who and how much they can help. The organization's leaders tell me they want to help. They help at least 1,500 people every single year. That includes hundreds of people in their shelter and community-based engagement events. They also provide court and hospital advocacy services and home and exit relocation strategy and planning. They also plan on using the money in many different ways, including helping populations at high risk of sex trafficking and abuse.
We have a growing immigrant community in Clark County and in our surrounding region. That's a high risk population or group of our community. So we need to be able to respond in a very unique and specific way. We need to honor their culture and make resources available.
Laura Baxter with Project Women wants to be able to continue educating people on what sex trafficking can look like in your own community. Coming up, we're going to share how many people the organization helped get out of sex trafficking situations this past year. Back to you.
As the weather and parties heat up in the coming months, Dayton police will now be able to break up the ones that get out of control.
The Dayton City Commission just passed a nuisance party law at last night's meeting. Jenna Lee Borg tells us why they say the law is necessary.
This law will allow the police department to break up parties that become a nuisance, giving them more authority to issue citations or ask everyone to leave now that this has been passed. The police department hopes it doesn't have to enforce this law often, but it's needed because sometimes parties get too crazy and violence occurs. This law makes it easier for police to break up parties or enforce consequences if people don't comply. Lieutenant Colonel Eric Henderson says situations where there's hooning, underage drinking, or places they stay open serving alcohol after hours are some of the situations the department hopes this law can assist officers.
Right now, there's not really anything that's on the books for us to be able to immediately break up a party that becomes a nuisance, where we have people out front or squealing tires, throwing litter in the yard, playing extremely loud music. There's current laws that address those things in pieces, but nothing that's as comprehensive to allow us to basically break up a party, either issue a citation and or order everyone to leave.
Mayor Mims says this doesn't mean that officers can be more aggressive in their behavior when they're trying to break up these parties. He hopes everyone will comply and understand the law. Back to you.
This morning, this woman will go before a Franklin County judge for the first time. Pammy May is charged with the murder of Darnell Taylor. The 5-year-old was the center of a statewide Amber Alert last week. The coroner now says he died of asphyxiation. Police say May's husband called 911 hours after the boy died. He told dispatchers she told him the boy was no longer alive.
She just woke me up and said she's not here no more. I said, what would you do? What did you do to him? She said he's not alive.
Police found the boy's body in a sewer in Columbus. Investigators